Welcome back, friends, to this free Figma course for complete beginners. My name is Ines, I'm a principal product designer and a hiring manager with 16 years of experience. If you've missed the previous lessons of this course, go to my YouTube channel and watch them. In this lesson, we are going to discuss a very exciting topic, conditional prototyping. This is the topic that is a bit more advanced already, but if you have watched the lessons on variables and on prototyping, you can master that in no time. Let's go straight in Figma and let's see how can we prototype with variables, because this is in a nutshell what the conditional prototyping is. Okay, let's imagine that we have the following use case. We have a product page in our e-commerce store where we indicate that there are some pieces of the shoes left, and we might want to create the prototype where users add this product to the cart, but when they reach the number 0, so there is no stock left, the button will turn itself to unavailable. This is a very realistic scenario you might really need at work, and previously, before the conditional prototyping, we had to collaborate with our developers to code our prototypes so that we could use the realistic data, or we had to use some additional prototyping tools, but those tools mostly require designers to know how to code. And now we can realize this scenario in Figma without touching any line of code, and let's see how we can do that. Before we start prototyping, there is only one condition we would need to fulfill. This line of text with the stock information has to be divided to two text objects, and the number has to be a separate object. This is very important because we are going to apply a variable to this text line. In this situation, we don't need modes, so let's take it down so we are not distracted, and let's call our variable the amount, or rather stock amount. And then we will set the default value as 3, because this is the number of stock we want to emulate in our prototype. And now we can go back to our text layer and apply the variable. We can do it from here, and you see it is applied and it is indicated as so in the pill. Next, because our users will be interacting with the button, we need to go and start defining the interactions for it. Go to the prototype tab, add the interaction, and choose the action set variable. And basically what we want is that the number of this variable will change by 1 every time we click on the button. And now when we choose the variable here, we see the supported actions. The subtraction is the action that we want, and we just want to subtract 1. Let's save it and see how it works in the prototype. By the way, I did not set the flow starting point, so this is the flow number 2. Let's start with it. And now let's see how it's going to work in the prototype. So I'm clicking to the button add to cart, and you see the stock number is changing. This is exactly what I want. But if I will continue clicking, the number can accidentally go to the minus. This is not what I intended, and that's why we need to start doing some conditional prototyping. Let's get back to our button and choose the interaction. But this time, instead of set variable, we are going to choose the conditional. And you see the screen has changed here quite significantly. It's time to discuss what the conditional prototyping is. The conditional prototyping is a very simple concept, really. It is helping us to create a condition. If something is true, then that. If something is false, then that. And in our particular scenario, the logic that we want to imitate is that the stock number is greater than 0, then we change the stock number when we click on the add to cart button. If the stock number equals 0, then we change the button state to being disabled. Let's do exactly that. In the if condition, we choose the stock amount being greater than 0, okay? And then the action that is going to happen is set variable, as we did it before, choosing the variable, then subtracting 1. So we're repeating the steps we did in the first iteration. Then the same is going to be for the else condition. So if else, then we change to disabled. And animation could be instant here, yes. Let's see how it's gonna work. Let's start clicking here, we reach 0, and then the button changes to unavailable. And this is it. This is a lean and relatively simple way how can you emulate logic in your prototypes. You can master this in no time if you understand variables and prototyping. We had the lessons on both of them, so watch them if this particular lesson today felt a bit more advanced for you. The conditional prototyping opens up a lot of possibilities for us, and now we can make our usability tests more realistic. I hope you liked today's lesson and now you know what conditional prototyping is and how to use it. If you plan to continue learning Figma, hit the subscribe button down below and click the bell. This way you will get a notification when a new lesson comes out. And I see you next time.